Chris, what made it so hard in the second half for defensively? Get into you guys.
Yeah, I think we didn't have a lot of patience in the second half, and then our rushed offense, didn't get a bunch of quality looks, and then it affected our defense. Honestly, we got some fouls early, which I thought made us a bit softer than we needed to be, and then it was just then when we did get good looks, they didn't go down. So.
You mentioned the defense became a little softer. Was that the main issue in your eyes on that end of the floor in the second?
Yeah, I think it was, like I said, our offense affected our defense, and that can't happen. And so.
Chris, the amount of good looks it seemed like you had from three. I mean, how do you feel just about?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of good shots out there. I think we got to clean things up a little bit. Sometimes the passes were late. Sometimes we weren't quite shot ready. Sometimes we need to turn them into other plays. But I did think that we got a number of really good looks. And we really couldn't connect when the game was kind of turning against us. So.
And Julius was great in the first half, and then did they just really kind of load up on him in the second half?
I didn't see necessarily anything different. That's on me. I got to get him the ball. I got to get him more involved to start that second half. So,
Coach, it seems like coming in this game again, you guys have really put a lot of pressure on the rim in the first two series, and then kind of in game one of this when you guys only had 20 points in the paint. What would you say, just from your vantage point, was the biggest thing that kind of hindered from you guys being able to do that?
Well, they got 5 guys in the paint at any given time, so
Chris, the bench, specifically Dante and Nas, didn't have a great series before. Is it just a matter of them being cold tonight, or what do you see there?
Yeah, a little bit of that. Like I said, we had some good looks. I thought we had some rushed looks too, and then but we got to do a better job of repeating the things that we know we can find out there, and getting a better rhythm, and those shots will go in. So.
Chris and Jaden, he was pretty good when he did get the shots. Does he need to get a little bit more involved in what's going on?
Yeah, I thought he turned down a bunch of looks at times in the second half. I thought he turned down some looks in the second half. So, but yeah, 5 shots is probably not enough for him.
Chris, Rudy gets the 2 fouls in the first minute of the game comes out. How much of his performance tonight do you think was about him maybe getting out of rhythm with that versus what he could do more of to give you more production?
Yeah, I don't know about, obviously 2 fouls in a minute and 38 seconds or whatever it was into the game. I thought the second one was a little, unforgiving. I thought it was certainly. But yeah, we weathered that storm pretty well. I just kind of went, I just kind of wanted to go with a more small skilled lineup, when we got down to see if I could change the complexion of the game. Rudy was a -2. He was actually one of our better plus-minus guys. So, it's nothing Rudy did or didn't do tonight. It was just got some early foul trouble, and then I tried to do something else. So.
Finch, forgive me if I missed this in the beginning, but Ant's ankle, was that bothering him? Did you talk to him about it? I know he came back in, and then was it 4 fouls?
He said it was a bit sore at halftime, but he said he would be fine. So yeah. No, we didn't talk about it yet. So.
Coach, could you sense some of the frustrations that some of your players had with some of the calls that Shea was able to draw?
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration out there, but we talked about that before the series started. We have to be able to kind of put that aside and get on with the next play mentality. So,
Chris, that was the fewest 3-pointers the Thunder's attempted in a game this season. Mm-hmm. How did you defend them that sort of led to that, or is that something you were trying to do?
I don't know. I think they were getting downhill, so they weren't really looking to kick out a whole lot. So I'm not sure how much it was on us. So.
Talked about maybe making some plays out of some of those kickouts. You talked about maybe making some extra plays out of those kickouts. The 51 threes a lot were good looks, but I mean, would you like to see a little bit more variance within the offense?
Yeah,
there?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought for the most part, we got some good looks, but I thought some were rushed, as we talked about, and some were kind of, guys when they're struggling to shoot, sometimes they want to just see one go in. And, we definitely need to find a rhythm in this series. Every series is a little bit different, how people guard you and whatnot. And, we can't. I thought we came out and tried to play the same way we always did, and that wasn't going to work tonight. So we got to figure out kind of a different rhythm to play. So.
Chris, you had a tough shooting night in Game 1 against the Warriors, but you guys were able to bounce back really well in that series. What do you draw from that, if anything, in this series right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's Game 1. They won at home. Congrats to them. They played really well. There's another game in 2 days. So,
What do you have any? What would you have liked to see more of? You talked about how to find different ways to play offensively. Like, what in your mind are things that you can do offensively?
We got to pick up our decision making. We definitely got to play with more force. We got to play with more, pass combinations, and we got to go somewhere a little bit quicker. So,
does a packed paint sometimes cause some indecision? I guess when you look at what's in front of you.
I think it was a little bit more a lot of useless ball screens for me. It was less about the packed paint. We kind of created our own congestion at the top of the floor unnecessarily. So that's something we need to look at. So.
Any other questions? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yep.
And what did you feel like was working?
It's crazy.
And what did you feel like was working offensively for you guys in this game, when it was working and when the offense got a little stuck? What were you running into?
What was working? Just making the right play, taking out shots. Yeah, I think that was pretty much what was working in the first half.
Julius, in the first half, I think he had 20 and really aggressive. Shot was going in. Did they adjust to you at all in the second half? Or what changed for you half to half offensively?
I don't really think they did anything different other than just try to run me off the 3-point line a little bit. That was really the only thing different. Their defense is the same. They're heavy gaps, boxes and elbows. So I don't really think they did anything different. They just tried to get me off the 3-point line, off my catch and shoots, and that was it.
Getting downhill, man, both of y'all, question for both of y'all. Getting downhill is kind of me, strong suit, from the last two series, and even just, kind of you guys' identity. What did you feel like, with their size coming into this matchup was the biggest adjustment that you guys had to make, given that you guys only had 20 points in the paint this game, coming off of, 72 versus Golden State in Game 5?
They clog the paint. That's what they do. They don't got much size down there, so they bank on us not making shots, I guess, because every time I go to the rim, it's like 4 people in the paint. So, yeah, I guess they just be clogging the paint. They put like 4 bodies in the paint, make you kick it out. So just keep making the right play.
Julius, what do you think changed defensively for you guys in the second half, or was it just a matter of them hitting more shots in the second half?
The first half, what was it, 48, 44? So, it wasn't like it was a shootout in the first half, So it's just, even if we're not making shots, we still got to defend at a high level. And, we gave them 32 in the third, and then the fourth, it got away from us, obviously. We gave them 38, but whether it's misses or makes, we still got to defend at a high level. And I think that was probably the difference in the second half. Obviously, we didn't shoot the ball as well as we wanted to tonight, but regardless of that, we really held them to 100 points into the end of the game, obviously, where they made some baskets. So we gotta defend at a little bit better level in that third quarter.
And Dante was saying in the locker room that it seemed like they were throwing different looks at you guys every other possession on offense. Just how did it make it maybe hard for you to read, or hard for the team to read, or just how did you kind of process their defense?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to process because he's right. It was different. It was different every time. I mean, heavy in the gaps. Sometimes trap the ball screen. Sometimes don't. Sometimes just run and jump. It's kind of similar to like AAU. They remind me of like an AAU defensive team. Just run and jump, fly around. So it's pretty good. Good to get it out of our system in game one. So we'll be ready for game two. We should be ready.
Seems like one of the turning points in the game was when Jaden got his third and fourth fouls early in the third quarter. Did his absence affect you guys on either end of the court, do you think?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, he's the best defender we got, and they usually put the 5 on him, and we play through him in the pocket. And he makes the right play over and over again, and he's super aggressive. So when he's not on the floor, it definitely hurts for sure.
Is there anything about their style of play that is wearing over the course of a 48-minute game where, maybe you can handle it in the first half, but they keep coming with that style? It gets tougher as the game goes on?
No, not really. I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 fucking shots, but I'll say probably just get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that'll be the answer, because playing on the ball, they just gonna double and sit in the gaps all day. So got to go watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out.
Did your ankle affect your shooting at all?
Julius and just mentioned that, it's good to get it out in game one. It was kind of a similar situation against the Warriors. I mean, what do you draw from that, if anything, the way you guys were able to bounce back against them and take that serious?
We proved that we can do it, but we got to make it happen too. We can't just be like, all right, we did it last series, so we're going to do it again. Like, this is a great team. They've been playing great basketball all year. So, good thing is we proved to ourselves that we can do it, but, we got to make it happen.
And I know you said that the ankle's not bothering you, but of those 13 shots, you only took 1 in the paint all night. Is that more just the defense that they're throwing at you, or you're seeing something different, the explosiveness? That's not what we're used to seeing from you.
Yeah, they're just in the gaps. Yeah, it was kind of hard to get to the paint, honestly. I mean, regardless of that's my game, but they definitely took that aspect of my game away tonight from getting downhill. So good job to those guys.
And then Naz Reid said in the locker room, he just felt like he liked the shots that he was getting, that Dante was getting, that Nikhil was getting. They just weren't falling. So as the two guys are sort of the leaders of this group, do you say something to them after this, or is it just keep shooting?
Yeah, they good. They know. They got great looks. Just couldn't make them. A lot of them went in and out. And that's going to help us. That's going to help me and Ju. Because they usually make those shots, so we're not really worried about them making shots. Yeah, they'll be all right.
Julius, was it as simple as they started making shots and you guys had trouble making shots? What was the difference from the first half to the second half?
I said it before, our defense in the second half, giving them, 35 a quarter, we can't do that. I'm always going to hold myself accountable. 5 turnovers is way too much. I can't do that. We can say it's misses and makes, and it is a miss and make league, but regardless, we got to defend at a high level, and especially on the road. So, yeah.
And this is only your guys' 3rd loss of the postseason. I remember after the first loss against the Lakers, you said you were a little bit confused. Remember there was like, it's like a zone. After the loss against the Warriors, you said you understood post-game. You're like, I understood what I need to do next game to apply it. Where are you kind of on that spectrum? Like, do you feel like you know what the answers are to attack it next game? Yeah.
I feel great. Yeah. Just in the gaps and double team all day, so should be all right. Play without the ball a little more, get a little more cardio in. Should be good.
Thanks, guys.